𝐌𝐌𝐓𝐕 Hello everyone. Welcome back to MMTV's weekly news program. I'm 𝐀𝐮𝐠𝐿𝐞𝐤𝐥𝐲 and today we will cover the latest developments in Myanmar, including the growing interest from the international community and the challenges faced within the country. Let me start with a summary of this week's top news stories. The National Unity Government, or NUG, has successfully established over 4,500 community schools in liberated areas. The People's Defense Force, or PDF, announced the seizure of Taagong City. UNOCHA condemns the rising civilian casualties due to the military council actions. The Three Brotherhood Alliance expressed solidarity with the Myanmar oppressed people. Yangon's resistant forces urge locals to support those fleeing the war and report any discriminatory acts. Junta's airstrikes result in 10 civilian deaths over 13 days. IIMM's annual report reveals substantial evidence of war crimes committed by the Myanmar military. Revolutionary forces penetrate central Myanmar, urging junta employees to join the civil disobedience movement. First, the Ministry of Education under the NUG announced that it has successfully established over 4,500 ground-based schools in liberated areas, including regions like Kachin, Karen, Karenni, Chin, Mon States, Taang, Lahu, and Pa'o regions. This initiative, announced on August 14th, highlights the establishment of nearly 6,000 interim online schools with over 700,000 students currently enrolled. In 2023 alone, 56,000 students, including 92 members of the People's Defense Forces, or PDF, completed their basic education exams. Additionally, the NUG has set up education boards in 305 townships nationwide. Interim teacher training universities have also been established in liberated areas, with over 4,000 teachers, including those pursuing diploma courses, receiving training. For higher education, the NUG has partnered with universities in the United States and Thailand, offering courses through the Myanmar Education System platform, which is also accessible to those serving in the PDF. The NUG's Ministry of Education continues to work closely with ethnic organizations to build a federal education system and plans to expand this partnership with other ethnic groups. The PDF announced the successful capture of Taagong City in Tabay Chin Township, Pien Ulwin District, Mandalay Region on August 12th. The operation began on the morning of August 11th and was completed by the evening of August 12th. Several PDF battalions under the No. 1 Military Region, including the No. 3 Special Operations Battalion, No. 511 Battalion, Mandalay District Battalion, No. 4, Mandalay Region Drone Forces, and the Tabay Chin Township People's Defense Force, PDF, participated in the operation. Reports indicate that the key locations, including the General Administration Department office, the hospitals, and the police station, were captured during this operation. These locations were previously held by forces from the No. 13 Military Advanced Training Depot, led by Lieutenant Colonel Ye Kong and Major Mo Twin, as well as the No. 2 Basic Military Training Depot, led by Major Mo Win. Police force, under the leadership of Police Inspector Anko Win and Deputy Township Police Officer Zhao Lin Nang, was also stationed there on August 11th. On August 12th, the revolutionary forces successfully captured Laymin Na Pagoda. On August 11th, UNOCHA issued a statement condemning the rising civilian casualties due to the ongoing conflict in Myanmar, driven by the military council. The statement highlighted that civilians in Magdo Rakhine State and Lashao Shan State, attempting to flee the violence, have been killed by the military. These incidents are part of a broader conflict in which millions of civilians are being targeted by the brutal military council. The United Nations urged all parties involved in the conflict to protect civilians and civilian property in accordance with the international humanitarian law, and calls for humanitarian aid to be allowed to reach civilians in need. According to the United Nations, 5.3 million people across the country are in need of emergency aid. However, funding for humanitarian aid in 2024 remains critically low, with only 21% of the target 994 million, equivalent to 214 million, received so far. On August 12th, the Three Brotherhood Alliance, comprising the Kokha, Taang, and Rakhine organizations, reaffirmed their commitment to achieving the political goals sought by the entire population. The alliance highlighted the successes of Operation 1027 which involved their forces in city occupation battles. The alliance expressed deep pride and gratitude to the organizations and individuals who sent congratulatory messages regarding these successes. Additionally, the statement honored and thanked the oppressed population of Myanmar for their support of the alliance and their operations. The Three Brotherhood Alliance emphasized their unity and commitment to realizing the political aspirations of the people, affirming that they remain united in this effort. On August 13th, the Yangon resistance forces issued an appeal to assist those fleeing the war by providing accommodations and reporting any instances of unfair treatment by administrators. The appeal highlighted that the entire country is engaged in a revolutionary struggle against the military dictatorship, and the military council, led by Min Aung Hlaing, is suffering significant defeats due to the armed resistance, losing city after city. The appeal condemned the military council's desperate actions, including war crimes such as airstrikes and bombings targeting civilians. It emphasized that the chaos from these attacks has forced people from war-torn areas to flee to Yangon and Mandalay, where the conflict has not yet escalated as severely. The statement also acknowledged the difficulties faced by those seeking refuge in the relatively safer areas. The appeal encouraged planning for accommodation and food based on physical, mental, and financial capacities, advising against comments and posts that could cause emotional harm, and condemning those who do. Additionally, it urged exposing the oppression committed by the military council and ward administrators against those avoiding the conflict. The Octopus, or People's Beneficiary Youth Organization, emphasized that these actions are not difficult, but rather normal and compassionate customs of helping new neighbors. At this crucial time in the revolution, it is important to follow these principles and support each other as effectively as possible. Over the past 13 days, air attacks by the coup regime's forces has resulted in the deaths of 10 people across Myanmar, according to the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners, or AAPP. The organization reports that between August 1st and 13, 10 people, comprising 3 women and 7 men, lost their lives due to these airstrikes. Among the victims were 2 children under the age of 18. AAPP has been able to confirm the identities of all 10 victims, 6 of whom were killed in Rakhine State. On August 10th at around 12 p.m., the terrorist army bombed Miao in Rakhine State with an explosion in Alizé ward, claiming the lives of 6 people, including an 8-year-old child. The Independent Investigative Mechanism for Myanmar, IIMM, released its annual report on August 13th, revealing significant evidence of severe war crimes and crimes against humanity committed by the Myanmar military. The report covers the period between July 1st, 2023 and June 30th, 2024, during which the mechanism collected substantial volumes of credible evidence, including over 400 eyewitness accounts and data from more than 900 sources. The report highlights increasingly violent war crimes, such as airstrikes on civilian structures like schools, religious sites, and hospitals, along with gruesome acts such as mutilations, beheadings, and the public display of mutilated bodies. We have collected substantial evidence showing horrific levels of brutality and inhumanity across Myanmar. Many crimes have been committed with the intent to punish and induce terror in the civilian population, said Nicholas Kumjian, head of the IIMM. The mechanism is also investigating the unlawful imprisonment, torture, and unfair trials of those perceived as opponents of the military regime. Evidence shows systematic torture, including beatings, electric shocks, strangulations, and sleep deprivation. There is also evidence of gang rape, the burning of sexual body parts, and other violent sexual and gender-based crimes committed in detention. The victims included people of all genders and ages, including children. Kumjian stressed the need to break the cycle of impunity in Myanmar, noting the significant progress in building legal cases against those responsible for these crimes. No one has been held accountable for any crimes, which emboldens perpetrators and deepens the culture of impunity in the country. We are trying to break this cycle. I believe the mechanism has made considerable progress in building criminal cases against those most responsible for these crimes, he said. While most of the report focuses on crimes committed by Myanmar's security forces, it also includes credible evidence of crimes by armed groups fighting against the military, such as the summary executions of civilians suspected of being military informants or collaborators. Following their advance into central Myanmar, revolutionary forces have urged all employees working under the coup regime in Myanmar district to join the civil disobedience movement. The administration is reportedly at a halt due to the flight of non-CDM employees. Reports indicate that nearly all departmental and factory staff in Myanmar town have fled to nearby towns. Only Yoma Bank in Myanmar town is allowed withdrawals until 11 a.m., and all police in Myanmar district are reportedly hiding in southern part of Popa Mountain. Fuel stations have been closed, and some shops have removed even fuel pumps, according to Myanmar Public Movement Committee. The revolutionary forces have urged all remaining employees of the coup regime in Myanmar district to leave the area immediately and report to the non-CDM Administrative Management Committee. On August 14th, Myanmar Hospital discharges patients, and administrative operations have ceased in Myanmar Town, Nyangtoji Town, Nganzun Town, and Tatang Town. The coup regime is reportedly relocating temporary offices to steel mills and other sites in Myanmar, and approximately 200 troops have been stationed there for security, according to Myanmar Public Movement Committee. In Tang Tao Township, around 50 soldiers have reportedly occupied the office of the township administrator, a gas pipeline gate, and other strategic locations. The public has been advised not to travel on the Myanmar-Nyangtoji Road and Myanmar-Tatang Road due to ongoing conflicts in these areas. This has been a recap of the news we have gathered during this week. Every day, Myanmar continues to strive for democracy and human rights. We encourage everyone, both within the country and around the world, to support these efforts. Thank you for tuning into MMTV's news program. My name is 𝐀𝐮𝐠𝐮𝐬𝐭. Stay with us for more updates.